they are much better when you speak to the microphone.
Yeah? Okay, will do.
But the webcam goes very good.
But can you hear the
Yes,
this?
but
Yeah?
when the microphone
Okay.
goes not so
Sometimes,
close.
yeah.
Let's try maybe making this full screen. Then we can.
Yeah.
And then I think you can just play
Yeah.
like this. So
Okay, welcome back. I hope you had a good lunch. I had a very cold coffee. Thank you, Lawrence. Right, we're going to watch some video clips now. These are clips from the British Junior Open. These are the World Squash Junior Open in no, this was in Houston. Yeah, sorry. One thing now you got to remember as a referee is, when you go to a venue, you have to take a position somewhere where everything is visible to you. And they recommend that you sit in the middle of the line, the tee line, and from a high position. So you're looking down onto the court. So here, if I was to stand here, I would stand here in the middle line, I would stand here. And then referee them. No, I don't recommend just standing behind the glass. For a start, the players can't hear you what you're saying. So a lot of the times that. What you can do is, if you're refereeing from down there, use sign language as well. So if you call out yes, let, do that. No let, stroke, unsighted. This is very important. If you haven't seen a pickup or the ball is out or anything and you didn't see it, be honest about it. Don't try to bullshit your way out of it. Just say it, unsighted, I didn't see it. Player let. Simple as that. The player will not like it, but they will accept that. But if you try to bullshit your way out of it, you're going to create more problem for yourself. So if you don't see something, okay. As a referee as well, please make sure that you are totally focused on the game and not trying to look at a phone or trying to see somebody and waving to somebody and things like that. The players will not like it. They want you to be focused on their game. That's it. Physically, refereeing is not very tiring. You will not get tired because we referee for 4 days at a time. We start at 9 o'clock in the morning, we finish at 9 in the evening. Sometimes we do 15 matches in a day. That is normal. With junior tournaments, with PSA it's slightly different. Where it is tiring is mentally. Mentally you're exhausted completely because you are totally focused all the time. And here, when you at the end, you'll have a headache. All you want to do is go home, go back to your hotel, and you want to sleep because mentally you're completely finished. That is if you're doing a good job. Physically, you will be fine. Now, the video clips, what you're going to see is, your perspective is that you are sitting at this line, which is the line, you're sitting from here, like that, watching this. You haven't got video cameras, anything. So what you're doing now is, if a player appeals something, says the ball was out, you as a referee, you were sitting here, you watched it, what you have to say to the player is, from my position, which is that, my position, the ball looked good. So now you've covered yourself. So the player realizes it, you are sitting in one place only. You sitting there, she's sitting there, you see the ball differently, she sees it differently. You got 30 referees in the building, simple as that. But you are the one who takes the decision. So your perspective from there is what you have to call out. You cannot see it from that side, you cannot see it from this side. So when you watch this video, now think about it, that you are sitting there, and this is my position, how am I going to interpret it? I will not tell you what to watch for, because I want you to work it out yourself now. Okay? This now. Watch the video and then we'll talk about the decision. Okay, how many of you say no let? No let? How many of you say yes let? Okay, majority. Yes let. That's a good decision. Why is it a yes let? That's the next question you've got to ask yourself. Why have I given him a yes let? Watch the video again. This is the second video. What would you give that? How many people say no let? No let. Yes let. This player is making every effort to clear the ball. He's trying his best to get out of the way. So he is showing that he has intention of clearing the ball. This is why it's a yes let. And he is going to get around it. He could have reached that ball. What you mustn't forget is that the ball at the back was high as well. If it was a winning shot, it would have been a no let. So you're not only looking at the movement of this player, he's the outgoing player, this is the incoming player, and you have to watch where the ball was. Whether the ball was playable, could he have made a safe return from the ball or not? So there's three things you're watching at the same time now. You're not only deciding, oh, his racket is like that, I'm going to make a decision. No, your decision is based on three different aspects of it. And then you take a decision. You say, right, the big clearing, he's making an effort, the ball is high enough, he could have easily reached that.
That's to me more stroke than a no let.
This one?
Yeah, he could easily play the
No,
ball.
this was a yes let.
Yeah, but it's more, for me it's more to stroke
Yeah.
than no let.
Yeah. But this is yes let. Okay. How do I get to the other one?
Do another one?
Yeah, second one.
The second one, right?
This is the second one.
Jameson Sharp, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Okay.
let's play this one.
What would you give here? No let. Anybody yes let? Only one yes let. It's a no let. Why would you give it a no let?
Minimal interference.
What you want more time?
One set.
Because it's full screen.
Okay.
Okay.
When it's shot tight and behind player.
Minimal effort. He didn't even make any effort to go to the ball. He was just looking for the player. If you see it, he just walked straight into the player. He's not even looking at the ball. He could have gone at the back of the ball. There's just totally no effort on his part. So if he explains to you, he says to you, okay, but why is it a no let? I could get that ball. And you just explain it to him. Very simple, minimum effort. That's it. He has to show. What you got to remember now is, what they're saying now is the interpretation is changing. they're looking at the intent of a player. What is his intention? Was his intention to go look for the ball, or was it his intention just to go through the player? So you have to see. If the player is showing the intention of going for the ball, that is genuine movement. So you're saying, okay, at least he's trying. But this one, you just saw it, he just went, trying to get a cheap one. Okay, third one.
This is again the same one, right?
That's the same.
This one, right?
Yeah. What would you give there? Right, let's see what they said here. 4-9.
Let's repeat this one.
Yeah. It's going to be showing it again. Not this one? No. Next one. You have to maybe make it smaller.
This is one.
Yes.
Yeah, this one. Four nine. Okay. Yes, lad? Who says no, lad? All saying no, lad. It's a yes, lad. Why is it a yes, lad? On the- Look again. Watch again. Watch the player in the yellow. He's going back to the tee. He's cleared. The ball as well. If you look at the ball from this player, the return from him, the ball is too close to him. To make a proper swing, he would have to clear it to get that swing in. The ball is very close to him. The stroke, if you watch it again. Right. Look at the angle of his racket. To play that, he would have to go sideways. And the ball is too close to him to play it straight. So if he goes to the sidewall, it would be a yes let anyway. Because the ball is too close. And the player, look at the ball. Look where the ball is. And look where the player is. He's cleared there. There is no way he can hit that. So he has to go through the sidewall. So if it's a sidewall, it's got to be a let. And the ball is, look at the ball from him. It's too close. He's like that.
So when the player gonna ask why yes let, how would you explain that to the player?
The ball's too close to you.
Too close to you?
Yeah. Simple as that. The ball is too close to you.
To play a winning shot.
Yeah.
Why it's
But-
no net? Why it is no net?
He can play that. He can play that. Yeah. The only way he can play that is to go cross court. Would hit the sidewall, would hit the player. So if it hits the player, that sidewall, it's a yes let. Okay, next one.
This one, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sorry? Yes let, anybody? One yes let. The rest, no let? Okay. Why is it a no let? There's plenty of room to play. He was just looking for a chip. There. The other player had cleared completely. I would have gone as far as giving a completely a no let. And they said, right, you could play that. Okay, next one. Four ten.
Enough room to play.
Yeah.
This one there.
Yeah. Ooh, this is interesting. Watch it again.
When I first watched this number,
Watch it again. Okay, this is an interesting one. How many say yes let? And how many say no let? And how many say stroke?
stroke to hook.
Right. The referee had intentionally given a no let first. He was overruled. If you look at the swing from the player, excessive swing. Plus the fact he could have reached that ball easily. He's making every effort to get to that ball. And the ball is bouncing here, which he should have been able to get that ball. Yes, that was the right decision.
But he created the interferences. Red shots to play. He goes right on his back. He doesn't even finish his shot and he is on the shoulder.
The interpretation of the situation is that he had an excessive swing. You can see it here when he swings it. That is excessive swing. He blocked him virtually from going through the ball. He was making every effort to get to that ball. So it was yes let was given there.
Was it a winning shot?
No.
So yes.
Yeah. So you see it where the ball is. You would have got that ball. Besides that, that is what blocked him.
Any warning for the red one for big swing?
You can, in this situation, you could have given him for excessive swing. You can warn him, please watch your swing. I would advise always, if somebody is using too much excessive swing, to warn them beforehand, before you go into anything else. You could easily step over to and say, conduct warning or whatever. Just warning, friendly warning. Watch your swing. Conduct him. Use conduct. Simple as that. That's the only way they learn. The best way to is confront somebody, a player. If you see a player doing something wrong, I would suggest that you don't go straight to code of conduct. Go giving them a friendly warning that you are watching. What's more important is that you let them know that you are watching them. So you just say to him, please watch your swing. Too much excessive swing. That's it. You warned him. Now he knows that you are watching him. That is a friendly warning. Instead of being code of conduct, bam. Why? You don't need it. You're not a school teacher, you know. It's just being a friendly warning. As long as they know you're watching them. That's more important. If a player complains to you, I say, yeah, watch his, well, look at his back leg sticking out. What you should say to the player is very easily, you said, I understand you, I am watching. That's it. So he will understand that, yes, you are watching the other player. Always say it very friendly, I understand you, I am watching. Okay? Next one. Awesome. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. How many say yes, lad? One yes, lad. How many say no, lad? No, lad. Say no, lad. Could you play it again, please?
So is that ball too short to reach it or?
Too short. This is, you must not forget it. You were watching it from this perspective. If you were watching it from a different angle, you would have seen that the ball was short. The ball was short, plus the fact, watch the movement again. What I keep saying to you, watch the movement again. Can you play that?
It's, I think it's the next one, right?
No, this one. Oh, this is the 9-10. This is this one.
This one, right?
No, the previous one, 4-7. The previous one, 4-7. This one, watch the movement of the players. See what he did? Racket round his. That means when a player starts doing that, you know the player is not going to reach the ball. This is his way of trying to push the player towards the ball. When you see that a player is doing this, you straight away warn them. And this is what a lot of the Egyptian players started doing this. If you see them in the past, if you see Asal and all those guys, they were going around it and pushing the players to the ball. We don't like it. So first thing you turn around to is you warn them, do not wrap your racket around the player, please. If he does it again, conduct stroke, straight away give him a conduct stroke. They will stop it. Otherwise, they will carry on. What you must not tolerate as well is, when you guys are playing, if somebody comes up behind you and starts pushing you, it's not acceptable. You do not need to push the player. All you're going to do is stand behind him. If you think you can reach the ball, just stand behind him. You're going to get a stroke or you're going to get a slap. But pushing and that is just not necessary at all.
And then you say it's no effort.
No. Certain situation is no effort, definitely. But you do not need to push a player. Why are you pushing a player? What for?
Because you know Rodney Shore, yeah?
Yeah.
He never used to get less than strokes because he goes behind and does like that.
Yeah.
He says no effort. So it's nowadays referee in squash is such a, I don't want to use a curse word, but it's,
Yeah, but that's the way it is. Unfortunately, we have to keep up with the interpretations, and there's not much we can do about it. We have to follow their guidelines and the rules. Okay, next one, which is 9-10. This one. Interesting. Watch it again, please, before we make our minds up. Okay. Yes, lad? One. No, lad? Okay. This one, they'd given a yes, lad. Once again?
yeah, when you watch numerous times, you can change your mind if you
Yeah.
first one.
No, but this is only for training purposes. You won't be able to watch it on when you referee. You have to make up your mind there and then. That's it. But it is the way they're thinking. That is what is interesting here, the way they think. Right. Did you see that? This player made every effort to clear the ball. So it wasn't that he was blocking him or anything. There was a direct access to it. The distance to the ball as well. Watch that. There. The bounce was here. He was clearing. He could have gone there and played that ball. This is why they gave it a yes flag. That was the explanation. Just out of interest, just watch it one more. Okay, you're going to watch this one more time. Second thing, watch this guy's the swing. What he does is he's going there, then he lifts the racket up. So he wasn't even prepared to play that shot. It was the second one when he lifted it, when he's gone round him. See? Then he raises his racket. Okay, next one. Let's see.
One four right now.
1-4.
Recall.
Yeah.
What do you think you told us about?
One more time. What would you give here? Yes, let? No let? It's a yes, let. Watch it again. Ripoli, the guy is making every effort to clear on the backward. So he's clearing, the ball is playable, he can get access to the ball. So he says, yes, let.
Where he goes on a play instead of going to the line of the ball.
No, watch.
Ball is right in the back. It's
There.
right in the back.
No, in the back. This is this, here.
There is the same line as for me. But he could go around the player, no? Not around, between the wall and the player.
There.
He should go inside.
Now watch where the ball is, there. He can get that ball. Ball is high. Ball is very high, so he can easily reach that. Okay, next one. 5-8. This is interesting. I think everybody agrees it's an OLED. It's sheer fact that the ball is past him completely. It's gone into the back. It's not even making any effort to go to the ball. Okay, the last one now. This one is interesting as well. Zakaria. One more time, can we see it? What would you give here? Yes, let? No, let. No effort at all. Yeah. There's hardly any interference, nothing. He just moved. He could go and play that ball. There. He made no attempt at all. And the fact that even if he goes behind and the ball is high, he could play and make a second attempt. And he didn't even do that. So he's just making no effort at all. Okay, those were the 10 videos we watched today. I had some videos of PSA tournaments, but they're very, very difficult to interpret. So we won't be able to see those today anyway. I haven't got them with me because the interpretation on that is just mind-boggling sometimes. No.
So say now these videos, who pick them up as an example to be shown and say that's a correct decision?
We do it as England Squash, and that we decide which videos to pick out, and we pick them out because it creates a certain situation. And this is basically, you don't forget that this is basically for referees people who want to become referees, so they understand the interpretation of decision making. It's the thought, the process of thinking. It's all you have to look at is, did the players make enough effort to clear the ball? Did he make enough room for him to go around him or anything? Was there enough contact? All these things you have to weigh before you can make a decision. But normally, it's split second, I keep saying, you have to look at all different angles, all different situations before you make a split second decision. It's very easy to say, okay, yes, let. But then if you are asked, why is it a yes, let? And you go, yes, let. The player still doesn't know how you're thinking. So the main thing about refereeing is the explanation you give to a player. So the player can understand your way of thinking. Like I said in the beginning, it is the player management is more important than the decision making. Explain and they will understand. You have to control them. Okay, any questions about the videos? No?
In the first video, how do you mean like loose ball? What it means? Sometimes when you play, it's be like loose ball when ball comes to the middle, yeah.
Yeah.
And like the first video, yeah. Why can be either like loose ball?
Yeah, we give it stroke for this
Yeah.
first video. We both agree because it was loose ball and he was totally ready.
First of all, can you?
You gave that a stroke.
No, first video, no.
The first one.
The first one.
Video, gal gali įmest?
Ten, kuris apsisuka centre ties ten.
9, 10, 9, 10.
That one.
No.
9,
10.
10.
Su balta maikė.
90.
In the first video.
Dar vienas prieš.
Čia apie šitą, Laurinai?
Seventh video. 9, 10. You said 9, 10. This one.
The previous one, 4-9.
This is the one you would have given a stroke. Impossible.
Because
There's three things.
ball was
Watch.
close to the player.
Too close to the player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If ball wasn't.
At first, in fact, the original referee had given a no let for that, and the video referee overruled him and gave it a yes let.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Okay, I have a question.
yeah.
Maybe not today, but about the interference rule 8.
Yeah.
Players should have a fair view of the ball. Could you please comment what does mean? A
Okay.
fair view.
Okay, I have a very good question about the interference. A player must have a fair view of the ball. So, a striker, if I strike the ball and the balls come back and I camouflage the ball, I don't let my opponent see where the ball is. So that means he hasn't got a fair view of the ball. That is what it means. So the interpretation of that is that he must be, me as a player, I must clear so he can see that ball. That is what it means virtually. I have to clear in a way that he is able to see the ball. If I stand there and I play a shot and I camouflage it and block it, there's not a fair view anymore. So you will use code of conduct now. He has to be, your opponent has to be able to see the ball. That is fair view.
Such a gray,
Yeah.
it's such a gray.
Exactly,
area.
but that is the fair view.
It never happened in the real
You're
life.
driven there.
It never happened. So in our level, you
It's like the front wall. In the old days, the rule says it, in black and white it says that you must be able to see the whole front wall. If you can't see the whole front wall, then you use code of conduct, which is wrong. Because now if you see it, the interpretation is that if you see some of the wall, it's playable, you play it. So you don't need to see the whole wall. And it's the same thing with the fair view. Fair view basically is that you're camouflaging a ball. So your opponent can't see it. That's all. So the fair view means that, yeah, you as a player, if I play a shot, I must make sure that I'm clear enough for you to see that ball.
I'm trying to think, how should I play the ball?
Yeah.
For my opponent not to see it and not to be on a stroke, I can't imagine the situation.
Well, if you see Diego Elias, he's a good example of what he does. He camouflages his balls very good. He holds till the last minute, and then he just flicks the ball completely. And that is the fair view. I mean, he's waited. The other player can move around, he can see it, but he waits and waits, and then he just flicks the ball. So you can camouflage your ball. It's like what they say, everybody can hold. You can hold as long as you want. But what they're doing is your opponent is moving, trying to move to the ball to see where the ball is. What are you going to do? How many times do you see a player who's completely wrong-footed? He goes the wrong way because the other player is holding on to the ball, waiting what he's doing, and the other guy starts moving and he plays, bum. Even if he had a fair view of the ball, he just wrong-footed him completely. Fair view is a simple way to say it is give your opponent a chance to see where the ball is. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Make an effort to clear, but yeah, as an opponent, you as well should be able to see. If you're playing a certain level of squash at a certain time, you know exactly what's happening on the court. Like you said, we know exactly what's happening. You wouldn't be looking for, say, oh, I didn't see the ball. Of course it happens. Yeah, but then
I don't see the ball. But with question,
the only reason he cannot see the ball is there's only one thing that would have happened, that you have blocked the ball from him seeing that ball. That means that there would be a code of conduct there somewhere because you failed to clear the shot. That's the only reason I can think of. That way you cannot see the ball. If I play the shot and I'm standing there and the ball is coming back at me and I'm making no effort to clear, that means that he can't see the ball. No, there you go. If it's drop shots, huh? Okay, as a referee, sometimes you will not see it because both of them are standing there playing their drop shots. So you can't see the ball. Yeah, but as a referee, you don't have to worry about that. If you don't see it, you don't see it. You just call it out, unsighted. Because you're not Superman. You can't see through their legs. Simple as that. That has happened to me hundreds of times where if I can't see it, both the players are standing in front and you can't see the ball. You call it out. I didn't see the ball. Player let. That's it. You cannot turn around and say, I saw the ball good. Well, meanwhile, you haven't seen the ball. So just be very careful in calling out something you haven't seen. If you haven't seen, be honest and just say, sorry, I didn't see it. And the players will appreciate that. Being honest is, the players will appreciate it. They might not be happy, but they'll appreciate it. Instead of trying to bullshit them. So just be careful about that. Unsighted, it's very dodgy because sometimes the ball goes out. And yeah, you missed it somehow. You were looking down and you didn't see the ball. And instead of saying, yeah, I saw it good, don't do that. If you haven't seen it, call it. Play yes, play let. They can do it again. I had it last week in a league match. Two top guys were playing. I didn't see the ball. It happens. You just call out, yeah, didn't see it, unsighted, play let. They're not happy. Any other questions? Yeah.
learning just the swing, just you are hitting them, accidentally.
Yeah.
So how to do with this? How to deal with this? Whose fault is that? Is that the fault from the person who is standing too close, or is it fault from the person who is hitting? I have hit one guy. He was too close. I pushed him with the racket over here, so he moved, but for a longer time.
That basically means that obviously it boils down to the levels of squash. If you're playing a low level of squash, this is what's going to happen all the time. You're going to be knocking against each other and all the time. That is basically boils down to is because you do not know the movement. You do not know the pattern to follow. So basically what you're doing is you should learn to ghost. If you learn to ghost on a court, you will know how to move around. And that is basically what's at fault. And this knocking into each other players that you're not going to avoid it unless you start doing that. So you can't give anybody's fault because both players are at fault. One is not willing to move, the other one is not willing to give access to the ball. So you can't keep on blaming each other. The only time you can blame somebody is if it's your strike. If you're going to hit the ball and he walks into you, that's points for you. Simple as that. He distracted you from playing your shot.
So I hit, then I hit him with the racket, and it's stroke.
The stroke to you because he's too close to you. As simple as that.
All of them.
All of them. We can show the situation. There is a possibility that was extended swing.
Yeah.
It's,
If
of course,
you
yeah.
like that.
If you make
That is different. That is excessive swing. But if somebody is too close to him and he hits the ball and it's not an excessive swing, the only time you're going to worry about is excessive swing is like when you have it in tennis. You've seen the arm is spread out like that. Squash is basically this.
So he's left-handed. This guy came to the tee, and he did strike like that.
He came to the tee.
No.
He was
opponent
standing
came
there.
to the
The
tee,
ball was not.
He was hitting
by
the ball and he hit the opponent, and that was blood injury.
So the opponent was over here.
No,
I was over here, and I wanted to hit the cross.
Cross court.
Yes, and I hit because it was a lot of space.
Yeah.
Here.
but
the ball
it
was
was
not
half
to the
a
wall.
meter from
the ball was closer to the center. Then I hit cross and he.
Stroke to you because he's in the way.
Go sit down.
Simple as that. He's in the way. He should make room.
No, actually they were side by side. To the front wall, they were
The way I see it, it was okay. Well, real situation, I can't interpret that unless I see it. But there's two things you have to realize. It's in squash, the room is very small, and basically what you're doing is you're trying to get around each other to play the shots. And that the movement, you're going to create situations where you're going to knock each other, the racket is going to hit you and things like that. And basically to avoid that is that if I'm the striker and I play the ball, I, as a striker, must make sure that the opponent has got the room to play his shot. That's it. And if I get too close to it, I play my shot and I get too close to him, I'm at fault.
So all along, the excessive swing we can check by if your hand is straight, it's excessive swing, yeah? If if hand is with the ankle, so it's,
That's a reasonable swing.
yeah.
It's a controlled swing is this. Excessive swing is this.
Смотри, там ситуация, не скажешь,
You have to watch out for the players.
ten skirtumo nėra, jeigu ta prasme, jeigu ranka ištiesi,
If a player,
išsiaiškint, kurioj vietoj čia
if you say if I play a shot, and this guy is coming from the back here, and he's trying to get back to the tee, and I'm playing my shot like that, okay? I have got the room to play that shot because I have to lift my racket like that. So if he walks into me, it's a stroke to me because he's stopped me from playing my shot. And you can't expect him to say, yeah, but I was going to the tee. You're not. You're just causing interference. So basically what you do is, learn the ghosting. That is so important. That will teach you how to move around the player. If you watch a classical match on YouTube, was a couple of months ago. I refereed in a match, was Jonah Bryant playing the Spaniard, number 1, Iker Pajares. And they were playing it, and you've never seen squash like that. The level of squash was just out of this world. I mean, they played every ball. They were moving around each other. Little space like that, and they were going around and playing the ball. They were just virtually. Jonah Bryant was losing 2-love. He won the third game. The fourth game, he won 11-1. And the fifth game, he was leading 6-love. Iker Pajares came back. The score was 10-10. And then Jonah Bryant won it 12-10. Iker Pajares dived for the last ball. He couldn't get up. He was completely gone. So tired. But the public and everybody, you should have seen, it was just pure squash. Not one argument. They played, I took some decisions, they were fine, no problems, they accepted, they played. But that was just, it was teach you a classic how to move around a squash court. They never touched, running into each other, nothing, move. And that is basically what you should do, is learn the ghosting. To become a better player, ghosting is more important than anything else. You see the players when they're warming up. They go on the court and they ghost. They go to the front wall, play, come back, go that way. And that is teaching you basically how to get around the players. It takes time, that's all. But that's basically how you learn. You're not going to stop this bumping into each other and that. That is squash. You've got small area, you're going to happen. Even now you see PSA players are going like that and to push a bit. Yeah, but it's going to happen, you know. But they don't go crazy like that. They don't go around hitting the players. It's just basic. Anything else? Okay. Shall we get back?
Yeah, to which one, or just close this?
Close that.
Thanks.
File. No.
Let's close this one. And calling the shots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah.
I don't know which one have we reached now.
Oh, it's.
Go on the side. I think 11, 12.
Well, this one?
Yeah.
Match announcements.
No, we did that one.
Yeah, we did. Scoring.
Yeah.
And illness, bleeding, injuries. Match balls.
Yeah, we did that one.
Scoring.
The scoring everybody knows, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, this one, injury and that. Yeah? Okay, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do the illness, injury, bleeding. All different kinds of injuries, what you can get on a court. So you got a illness, injury, and blood injury, whether pre-existing, self-inflicted, contributed, opponent inflicted. So it could be accidental and opponent inflicted. He did it deliberately. So if you didn't like your player, if you didn't like your opponent, you hit him deliberately. Okay, can happen sometimes. If I was playing with Asal, I would kick his ass as well. It happens. What happens now is illness. If it's pre-existing, somebody's already got an illness and he goes on the court and he gets ill again, you cannot give him time to recover or anything like that. It's pre-existing, so he has to either give up that game, go attend to it, and then come back on the court. And if he can't come back on the court, that's it, end of the match. That's how it works. Second one is injury. Self-inflicted. You know, sometimes when you hit the ball and you hit yourself or something like that, you run into the wall and you hit yourself. That's self-inflicted. For a self-inflicted injury, you get 3 minutes. That's it. Now, 3 minutes is up to 3 minutes. So you don't get exactly 3 minutes. What the referee will do is, he will announce, Mr. Jakob has got self-inflicted injury, has up to 3 minutes time to recover. The 3 minutes starts at the moment you claim injury. So the clock will go on. So you have to walk off the court, go and attend to your injury, and be back within the 3 minutes. If you can't come back within the 3 minutes, what you have to do is you concede the game. You say, right, I can't come back in the 3 minutes. I've lost this game. You take the 2-minute break then, which normally you would get after a game. You get 2-minute break.
90 seconds, no?
No, it's 2 minutes. It's PSA now. Everything is changed. It's 2 minutes. So you will get your 2-minute break on top of your 3-minute injury break. So that's sorted. And if you can't carry on after that, it's match. You finish. The other one is contributed. Both of you got involved in it. Both of you run into each other. It happened. Okay, one of the players is injured. He goes off the court. He gets up to 15 minutes to recover. Up to 15 minutes. Say if he can't come back, what happens? Who wins the match?
An injured player.
Because it was contributed, the injured player wins the match. And some of them will, yeah.
Even if he was losing?
Yeah, because it's contributed. Both of them are responsible. Yeah, it has happened. It has happened. It happened in Latvia last year. Refereeing. I was doing the boys under 19 final, and he was doing the girls under 19 final, and something happened on the court, and I hadn't seen it. And she went off the court, and she ended up going to the hospital. And the referee had made the decision to award the match to her, but it wasn't. It was the wrong decision. So I went there and I overruled it. I said, no, the match goes to the player, not the injured player. So they complained to the ESF, the injured player father, and they all complained about it and everything. And I get a telephone call from the ESF saying, okay, what happened there? I explained it to them, what had happened exactly. They looked at the videos and everything. And they would say, okay, you're right, no problems there, everything. So it's very difficult sometimes, they can. So you have to make sure you take the right decision.
So it's contributed, yeah?
Yeah.
I got injured. Yeah? And I can't carry on. And I win a match.
Yeah.
Unless the referee decides otherwise?
No.
So how come you decide it was the other way?
Because the other way, if you watch the video, she created the problem. She walked into her swing all the time. And it was not the first time.
So the
She did
referee
it.
can
Yeah.
make
Treated
other-
no, the decision was wrong. It wasn't more, she caused the problem.
So it's self-inflicted.
No, it wasn't self-inflicted. She caused the problem by walking into her swing all the time. She didn't do it once, she did it 3 times. So she created it.
In this case, it's like common sense, as you
Yeah,
mentioned.
exactly. You use the common sense. And the same thing boils down to the opponent inflicted. Just accidental bump. Same decision. Again, the injured player gets it. The only time is deliberate. Then the other one wins it. And it happens. Deliberate people will try it as well.
What do you mean? I'll come, I punch, and I win?
Yeah, no, you don't win. In this case, I win it. But it will happen. Players will get hurt, they will get injured, but you have to talk it out within you two. Because you don't have normal referees, so you just have to see Okay, what happened? Same thing with injury, blood injury, self-inflicted. You get 5 minutes, up to 5 minutes to go outside the court. The clock starts the moment you leave the court. As soon as you say, I've got a blood injury, the clock starts. You get up to 5 minutes to get back. If not, you concede the game, and then you take the 2-minute break, and you come back. If the same injury reoccurs, so it was like, say you were bleeding for here, you've been attended to, you've sealed it up, you taped it, whatever. You come back on the court and it starts again bleeding. You've lost the match. Simple as that. So don't try anybody to convince you anything else. You've lost the match. It's reoccurring injury.
So that would be, say, a visible blood through the bandage.
Yeah. No, you can, now they've scrapped that as well.
No?
You can, yeah. As long as it's not visibly bleeding, it's fine.
So it can be blood all over
Yeah,
here, it's
yeah,
fine.
it's fine. In the past, it used to be that if you had a blood showing through your bandage or anything, I've known people, they get boot polish and they polish it like they put it there to cover the blood, to make it all black. Because it wasn't allowed. If the blood must not be visible in the past, in the old rules. Now the new rule is that if you have a blood injury, and if it's not visible, it's not bleeding, there's no fluid coming out, it's fine. But if it's the same injury, be very careful here now. If it's the same injury, you lose the match. So make sure, if you've got a self-inflicted injury, you go off the court, make sure you seal it properly. Because if it bleeds again, you're done.
Why not the game, the match?
No match. Yeah. Another thing, cramp. You know, a lot of the time you get cramp in your leg and everything. Cramp is not an injury. Simple as that. If you get cramp and somebody says, I got cramp, you either carry on or you give the game up. And then you take your break and then you continue again. And if you can't continue, you lose the match.
Or you say you pulled your hamstring and then you get to
That's a different thing. I think if you pull your hamstring, you won't be able to walk. We've had something, it was in the Dutch Junior Open, was an Italian player, boys under 19, and he started hyperventilating on the court. Like this. Yeah. So that's not an injury. But he wanted to protest about it, and I said, yeah, I'm sorry, you can't. It's not an injury. Come back. We had to phone an ambulance for him to come. Ambulance came, they took him inside the ambulance, and the guys who were treating him, they looked at me and they just said to me, Ash, there's nothing wrong with the guy. He's just hyperventilating. So that was it. But he lost the match. He couldn't continue. So it happens. Cramp is not an injury. Somebody goes vomiting. If he's nauseous, vomiting, throws up. End of the match. Simple as that. If he throws up on the court, that's it. He's lost it. That is not an injury or anything. But if he runs out of the court like this, there's two problems he's created now. First problem is that he left the court without permission. Did you know that if you leave the court without the referee's permission, you've forfeited the game? You've lost the game.
But only the game.
Yeah.
So
You
need to ask permission?
Every time if you want to leave the court, you need the referee's permission.
What about opening doors if you want to
Say,
referee? Is it considered as
Opening the door is not allowed. If you want to talk to a referee, you move to the tee, and the referee from the tee, the referee can hear you much clearly. If you come stand near the wall, near the glass wall, the referee can't hear you. So
Not in our sports though.
no, but the advice we give any player, we have a confrontation with the player, we tell them to move to the tee. Go to the tee, so the distance, then he can talk to us, we can hear. When you're talking, especially from down there, and you're refereeing, don't talk to the wall. They can't hear you. You have to talk up. If you talk up, they can hear you. Yeah, because the glass wall is there, so you talk up. If you talk like that, there's no way they can hear you. If a player is always arguing with you and opening the door, you give him a conduct warning. I said, please do not open the door. Next time it will be a conduct stroke. Next time he opens the door, conduct stroke. They're not allowed to open the door at all, unless you give them permission to do that. If you can't, sometimes maybe you can't hear them. You must not forget, you're talking about an international tournament where you got hundreds of kids from all different nationalities, and not all of them will speak fluent English. So you got problems, language problems and everything. So trying to understand them, and if they're saying something you can't understand, so you have to go, they have to open the door. So you have to be a bit flexible in that as well. But mainly, they understand. Yeah? The last one, blood injury. Opponent inflicted, you don't realize what happened, you win the match. There was court as well. So if somebody throws up on the court, match over. It's unplayable. He's made the court unplayable. He goes off. If he goes running out of the court and he's thrown up, what would you do then?
It's not an injury.
On that game?
No, you just give the game. He loses that game.
So 2-minute break.
Yeah. And then he takes the 2-minute breaks and he has to come back. That is not an injury, so you don't give him 3 minutes extra or anything. He loses that game and then he can come back. If somebody all of a sudden says, oh, I feel sick, I'm going to throw up, that is not sick. He has to lose the game and then you just carry on.
And if you pass out or faint, it's the same.
Then the match is over. You're not going to be able to replay anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, just for few seconds, let's say.
For a few seconds, yeah, it's not an injury. They don't consider that as an injury. It's pre-existing conditions can be anything. You could have an illness before and that you go on the court knowing you have an illness. It's like if a racket breaks or anything. A few weeks ago I had a situation, I was refereeing a league match and the player just opened the door and he wanted to walk out, and I'm saying to the player, what are you doing? They say, yeah, I want to change my racket. My grip is very slipping in my hand. I said, no, you can't do that. It's just not allowed. You can't just replace a racket because your grip is slipping. The only time you're allowed to replace a racket is if it's broken or the strings are broken. You can't just halfway through say, oh, I'm going to get my other racket.
So what's happened when you smash the racket and you have to change?
If you smash a racket for a start, you've created a problem yourself.
Yeah.
You're going to get a conduct stroke for it or a racket abuse. And then you, of course, you can get changing. Don't forget, if you want to change equipment, what we call equipment change, if you want to go and change a racket or anything, you have maximum of 2 minutes. That's it. So don't go to the toilet and, oh, I'll take a break, I'll go and drink a coffee and I'll come back. No way, you got 2 minutes. That's it. Up to 2 minutes to change your racket or change equipment. Could be your shoes, could be your shorts, anything. All this is very crucial when you're refereeing. All this is timing, you have to. Otherwise, everything will be delayed. Everything will be delayed. You have to stick to certain times. Okay, next one. There. See, this was pre-existing. Injury, cramp, nausea, vomiting, asthma, breathlessness. These are not injuries. We do not consider that as injuries. These are the injuries. A muscle strain, bruising, hamstring, accidental both by players.
So what would be considered as deliberate action by opponent? Is that Ronan Payanga or?
Deliberate action by opponent is something that obviously is frustration. A lot of the top players get frustration. Sometimes by the referee's decisions, they get frustrated. Sometimes, like in a very good example is Asal. Players were getting very frustrated because he was blocking and he was doing very subtle. I mean, there was slight like this, and his leg movement was, he was just dragging his leg a bit. And referees were not picking up on this. And the players, the opponents felt that the referees were not doing enough to punish him. So they get frustrated, so they start doing the same thing. So that would be then a deliberate action by an opponent. So you have to, if you see somebody who's trailing, or if he plays a shot and he leaves his leg lying or sticking out instead of closing his leg, and the player is trying to get behind him, and he's obviously going to trip over. So if you see that in a player, you just straight away will warn him.
Yeah, but it's a grey area again.
Not really, because if you leave your leg trailing around, you're not supposed to do that.
I play my drop shot.
Yeah.
From your loose shot.
Mm.
And you read it they're gonna play the drop shot. Will you run before I finish my shot, or you wait for me to finish my shot?
Depends.
So if you run before I finish my shot, you're gonna trip on me.
Not necessarily.
I not be able to do.
No, but it depends how good your drop shot is. Otherwise, what you're basically saying is that in squash that you can play a drop shot without the player running into you.
No, what I'm saying, if you read what the shot I'm gonna play, it does happen.
That's, of course, you can read your game and that. Yeah, but then
I've not finished my shot yet, and you running forward, and I'm still doing my shot on my.
yeah, but that's a different situation, completely different situation. He's running in too quick. Otherwise, you will see that none of the top games would be able to play a drop shot. They still play a drop shot, but they clear. If you see them all, they go like this. Make sure that the opponent's got a chance to. Their legs are always close together, especially with the drop shot. This is basically what you're trying to do is when you're at the center, if you're in the middle of the court or anything on the shot line, you play a shot, and you see the opponent coming around to and play, and you've left your leg sticking out. They do it deliberately, simple as that. A lot of the players just do not know that you're supposed to close the leg down. And it's a natural movement in squash as well, to trail the leg. Is like you said, you're just going for a shot, and you're leaving that. It's a natural movement, but it's how quick you recover from it. Because you're going to bump into each other at one time or not. It's going to happen. That is squash. You cannot avoid hitting each other or going into each other. It's going to happen all the time. It is what level it's going to get at. Because if somebody is constantly running into the other player, you as a referee have to take action. You must warn him that it's too much physical contact. Please do not do that. The only way you're going to avoid this is somebody who has too much physical contact. You have to use code of conduct. Give him conduct strokes. And that way he will realize, look, I'm going to lose this match if I keep doing this. Otherwise they will not learn. They will not learn. This is why as referees you will have that power to use code of conduct. Okay, next one. These are the times what we just had, what they get reasonable time. This one is wrong now. You do not get another extra 15 minutes. That's been scrapped. Yeah. That's since September 1, 2025. This extra 15 minutes, what they're saying here is, at the referee's discretion, that has been scrapped. So you only get 15 minutes. There is no half an hour anymore. So that we had, 2 years ago, we had a situation, an American kid went from a cross court, he ran, and the guy didn't do anything wrong, and he tripped over and he twisted his ankle. So he came off the court, I was the head referee, the tournament referee, and they called me, so I looked at it, and you could see it was injured completely. And I turned around to his coach, and the mother was there. I said, look, he's not going to be able to play anymore. I said, crappy. No, give us, how many minutes have we got? I said, 15 minutes and maybe 15 if I decide. So they started doing a video, and they got the father who was a doctor or something in New York. So they've got him live on the video, and they're showing him this thing. And the father, this is how crazy these Americans was. He said, yeah, just tape it and let him play. And the kid is going, but I can't even stand on my leg. And you know what the coach and the mother turned around and said to me, they said, okay, he'll come and finish his match tomorrow. So I said, sorry, it's just, you can't. Yeah, but it's in the rules. I said, what rules? Yeah. She wanted to come back the next day to finish the match. And injuries like that, you have to be, as referees, you are the one who has the final say. Simple as that. If you as a referee decide that he cannot carry on, your responsibility to tend to them that this is dangerous. Your duty is for their safety. Simple as that.
Was there ever a referee blamed for an injury or something?
Referee blamed for an injury?
No.
I got blamed for somebody losing a match because he stepped on somebody's foot and he fell over, and I gave a no lad. And the father turned around to me later on and he came to me and said, he lost the match because of my decision. I went, what decision? He stepped on his foot and it's my fault?
Yeah,
You
but
explain.
no legal actions can be taken.
No, but this is why you have to be very careful as referees. Your advice, you should always cover yourself, always. If you think a player is not going to be able to play, cover yourself and you advise them. All you do is to advise the coach and the parents and say, I don't think it's good that he carries on. That way you've covered yourself.
So you
Always.
You advise, but the definite decision is theirs. If they
Of
want
course.
to continue with the injury, yes?
You as a referee must cover yourself up. So you take the precaution of saying, look, I think you shouldn't carry on. Once you've told them that, that's it, you've finished. You
But
covered
they can
yourself.
still continue if they want.
They couldn't continue, but if something happens, it's you not responsible. But you should never have a situation where they turn around and says, yeah, you see, you were the referee and you never told me anything. Always cover yourself up. Okay, next one. Conduct warning, stroke, game or match. There, what I told you about that. May impose more than one for a similar offense. So for a similar offense, you can give them 2 times conduct warning, 3 times conduct warning. You do not have to raise the punishment. You do not have to, oh, last time I gave him a conduct warning, so I'll give him a conduct stroke. Oh, I gave him a conduct stroke, I'll give him a conduct game. No. You can give him conduct strokes for 2 times, 3 times, whatever you want. You're the referee, you decide. But if you have to, here you have to follow a pattern as well. Watch the whole game. What have you done now? Is he asking for too much? He's causing too many problems. He's had a conduct stroke for blocking. He's had a conduct stroke for excess swing. He's a conduct stroke for this, conduct stroke. So there is a pattern in his game. So when you see that, obviously you think, okay, no, I have to move this up slightly now. So you go to conduct game. Watch the whole game. Just don't think one situation and that's it, I've done it. No. Watch. You as a referee, you're not just refereeing best of 5 games. You're refereeing the whole thing. Keep it in your back of your head. Watch the players, what they are doing. Understand the players. That's more important. It can be imposed at any time, including warm-up and following match conclusion. Now, I've given conduct stroke while they were warming up because it has to be fair, equal amount of time. So if you see somebody who's just warming up too long on one side and you give them a warning, it's a please, equal time, pass the ball over after 2, 3. If they still carry on with it, you can conduct stroke him straight away. I've done it with the Egyptian player, junior players. Sorry?
One love.
One love.
So you start the game already.
Also, when you
Yes.
announce the matches,
Yes, yes, yeah. Warm-up is part of the game. It is already started. As soon as you go on the court and you start warming up, your match is started. So you can give them a conduct stroke for that. Because otherwise the kids will stay there and they'll just 10 times and the other one is looking, okay, what am I going to do here?
Can you
Yeah, the young kids will look at you and they say, what's happening here?
But as a player, can you ask the referee?
Yes, of course. Of course. You have to warm up as well. The other word, a conduct penalty requires any paperwork to be completed. Now, if you got any illusions about junior tournaments or anything, if I come here, last year I was here for the Lithuanian Junior Open, and if I see misbehavior or anything, do not be under the illusion that nothing happens. I make a report. Simple as that. There is a code of conduct report that all referees have to make. And we have to send that to the European Squash Federation. They have, believe it or not, they have a dossier on every player and everything. And if they see that a player is repeatedly causing problems and that, it will affect his ranking, he will be fined, or he will be banned from taking part in ESF tournaments. So they take action. Do not be under the illusion nothing happens. So every time there is a conduct thing, we make a report. Adhere, your masters and everything. Don't forget, there as well, if you give somebody a conduct, you have to make a report.
Conduct warning as well? Or?
No, not conduct warning, conduct strokes. It starts at conduct strokes, conduct games, conduct match. You can go up to conduct match. Conduct match is somebody, if you're a referee and somebody swears at you, fuck you. No, that's it, it's over. Completely over. You are not allowed to abuse the referee. Totally not advised. It's not acceptable at all. You just give a conduct match straight away.
Can you give a conduct match for abusing an opponent? Or?
Yeah, absolute. Absolutely. If he abuses I had a satellite match. Or not even a satellite match, sorry, it was the national championships. And I wasn't refereeing, it was some kid was refereeing them in our national championship. The other player just goes over his neck, the other player's neck like that.
That's it?
I trying to kill him. On the court, I was called. And as soon as they saw me coming there, and they thought, okay, shit, I'm there. And after that, nothing happened on the court again. Both the players know me, and they saw me watching. That was it. But if I had seen that, there would have been a lot of problems.
Conduct matches.
Conduct match, straight away. You cannot grab somebody's neck like that.
Yeah, but that wasn't enough for you to say that the kid said he grabbed you by the neck. And
That's not enough. That's not enough.
You just do.
Yeah. We had a situation and during the Dutch Junior Open as well. An Egyptian boy, under 13, he's under 13, remember this. He came off the court and the coach just went, pa, pa, pa. Beat the crap out of him. The mother and the father were standing there. And they didn't say anything.
so that's a cultural thing.
Exactly. And then I was the tournament referee, I had to call the police. I called the police and they arrested him. And the mother and the father are saying, no, there's no problem, no problem. This is how far these people go. So I said, yeah, exactly. Maybe you should start that. Where is he? Now, it's things like that. We don't tolerate things like that. They have to learn. So it's just not allowed. And in Egypt, they have tournaments. This is why most of the referees won't go to Egypt to referee. No. Yes. The amount of, they had last tournament, I was telling Lorena's about it, they had 1,000 players. And it was for 10 days, a tournament, junior tournament in Egypt this is. And they had more times they had to call police than anything else. It was more, the parents were fighting than the kids. So they had to come, every time they had to come and arrest the parents to take them out. Yeah, this is what happens. Because they have a different mentality. It is that win at all cost. Doesn't matter what it is. Okay, last one. Unacceptable behavior. Late on court. Throwing the racket, swearing, dissent to an official, dissent obviously, being rude, making offensive gestures. Last week I had one of the Egyptian players who plays the league. Finished, he won. Actually, he won the match, but he was not pleased with the referee, and the referee hadn't seen it. So as he was walking out of the court, he went like that to the referee, and nobody had seen it, but there was live streaming. So the other player, who was the other referee, who was just standing there watching, he saw it, giving the middle finger to the referee. Now that is not done. The match was over, so we couldn't award the match or anything. But now he's got a lot of problems. He will be suspended.
Yeah, but you can say show the middle finger to a fan. Who was
No. This was aimed at the referee. Definitely, you could see it. This was definitely aimed at the referee. And now he's got a lot of problem with the Scottish Federation in Netherlands. He'll probably get a suspension, a very hefty fine, and he probably won't be able to play. Maybe 6 months he can't play. It just depends what they decide. But we won't accept that as behavior.
So on a professional level, what fine they get for public match?
Anything up to $5,000-10,000? Yeah. It depends on how many offenses you've committed. If you commit so many offenses, you would get so much. Normally it's $5,000, $10,000. Diego Elias, he got $5,000 fine for dissent. So you get that. This is nice. Disputing decisions by a referee. If a player is constantly saying to the referee, but why, every time, then all you got to do is, I will conduct you for dissent, for arguing with me. I have just given you an explanation, accept it, and that's it. Carry on. So if constantly you get a player who is arguing with the referee, give him a conduct. That's it. That's the only way they learn. This is the one we are interested in. Deliberate contact between players and player and equipment. What we were saying, together, too much running into each other. You are allowed to use code of conduct. So if somebody is always running into the other player all the time, and it's not clearing enough, give him a conduct warning. About opponents, match officials, coaches, or spectators. Players are not allowed to offend anybody. You have to be polite to your parents, to your opponents. What we call be civil.
So,
Any more questions about this? If this is no, that is the players and referee's dilemma is we don't understand all languages. So if they're talking in Arabic or something like that, but now what we've done is we've told especially the Egyptian players, and the parents and that, what we tell them is that if I see you giving instruction in Arabic, we'll throw you out. So you can clap, you can cheer them, everything is fine. So what they've started doing is now they're using signals with hands. So what we at the German Junior Open, believe it or not, there's an Egyptian player playing, there's a referee there, and there's another referee just watching the Egyptian mothers and that to see if they're making any signals or not. This is how crazy it is. Because they just do not listen to you, that you are not allowed to coach while the match is going on.
During the injury, can coach the player?
Yes. Because it's the guy who's been injured, how do you know he's not being coached? And they're speaking in their own language or whatever, you don't know. So, I mean, that we don't take. It's just when the match is going on. So you have to be careful. Any questions regarding this?
is it like, for example, when you mentioned that when you do warm-up, it's if you warm, then you do the stroke. Is it like on some of the offenses, like you mentioned swearing at the official, it's contact match? Is it like clear which one is like warning strokes, or it's depends on the situation?
It depends on the situation, and if you read the rules, code of conduct rules and everything, it tells you there basically what you can do what conduct warnings and that you can give them.
It's like this one, just
Yeah.
with conduct stroke.
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
If
Just one thing. time violation, say we play in best of 5,
Yeah.
and the opponent is late when we set time, is late on after first game, late after second because he taken extra time. Should referee come in and give us throw, or is just a warning? And
It's up to you as a referee. If the first time I see somebody come late,
Say I'm playing and someone's refereeing, and I know the guy wants to have a longer break. I see him tired, and he does it every time, and the referee just doesn't bother say anything. Is that how to deal with the stuff like that?
if this is talking about an official referee now, we're not talking about a club match or something like that. If you got an official referee, if I see the two players playing and he's coming, first time came late, so the first time would be a conduct warning to him. Make sure, please stop wasting time, be on time. That's it. And the second time he does it, it will be a conduct throw straight away, and that he'll learn that.
But for example, player is late 2 or 3 minutes.
That's just not allowed. You can give a conduct warning. You can start with a conduct warning, but if it's the first time, you just give a conduct warning, and you say to him, conduct warning for time wasted, coming late on the court. If he does this the second time, straight away stroke. We do it all the time, believe it or not. We do it all the time with especially junior tournaments and that, because the kids, they're wild. They run off, they go to the toilet, they go and eat McDonald's and then come back, and they do crazy shit, believe me.
How long they can be late, you know?
Well, if somebody is 5 minutes late, that's it, he's lost the match.
Oh, the match?
Yes,
Conduct match.
yeah. You can give a conduct match. Because what are you doing taking 5 minutes? You are responsible as a player to stay in the vicinity of the court when you call out the time. Simple as that. It is not the referee's responsibility. You as a referee call out 60 seconds, 30 seconds, 15 seconds. And normally what I say, always encourage the players to go back on the court. 15 seconds on court, please. That means they have to be on the court. As soon as they get on the court and there's only 2 minutes or 2 seconds left and they start warming up the ball, no, you say, Mr. Asal leads 1 game to love all. You want them to start straight away. And if they start warming up the ball, you turn around and you say it very clearly, no, start the game, please. That's it. You are in charge. You have to control these players. As soon as you lose control over the players, they will start dominating. They will do exactly what they want and you'll be left out. You have to be in total control. So don't, even if they're late, just warn them, because they know that, oh, he or she, you're watching them. Okay? Any more questions on this? Okay, next one. Scotia, next one. The 4 freedoms.
Yeah.
What we were talking about. A fair view of the ball on its rebound from the front wall. Unobstructed direct access to the ball. What we call direct access is what I said to you. Now they're looking at it in a way that if you've got space on the right side of the player, on the left-hand side of the player, you cannot expect to just keep running behind him and say to them, that is my direct access. You have to find a way around the player to play that ball, depending where the ball is, obviously, as well. If the ball falls short, he plays a drop shot and he's cleared completely and he's standing, and you can go around him to play that shot, or you can go around there to play that shot, and you come and go behind him and you say to them, yeah, but I'm going like that. They will give you a no let. That is not direct access.
Often listen what players say, it's my line. What's about how to deal with it?
Okay, dealing with to say, I'm taking a line to the ball. Okay, that is what the basic question is. Where is my line to the ball? Okay, a line to the ball can be interpreted in 10 different ways. You can do it any way you want. What they're showing is the ball playable? Did I make enough effort to clear that ball? Is there enough room to go around that player to play that ball? Where is the ball and how much have I cleared as well? All these factors you have to, before you take a line, say that is my line. If I've got the chance to go around to play that ball, that is my line. You cannot expect to go behind the player every time, because that would be a line. Every time you could say that is my line.
Or every time on the stroke you can say you should have played the ball.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but if player doesn't clear after he sells, then
Stroke.
not
Stroke him. Just give him a stroke. Then he'll learn. He'll learn. I had a player last Wednesday before I came here. I did a league match and I stroked him 3 times. And he just won in the German Junior Open. He won the under-17 finals. The Dutch player. And he played in a league match in my club. And I was the referee, and I stroked him 3 times. And that was exactly the same situation what they're saying. Because what he did was 3 times he played the ball and he just did clear. And I said, he looks up at me like this, and I just said, you're not clearing your ball. And then what did he do? Not one complaint. He just turned around and started playing again. And one of them was a beautiful one. He played a shot, the ball went right at the back. The other player, he played, the boy, he played the shot and the ball went the back. What does he do now? He keeps standing there. He did not make any attempt to clear the ball. The other player came running in, and he could get easily to the ball. But this guy is not clearing at all. Stroke again. And this is why he learned straight. After that, he didn't do it anymore. You have to give clearance. You cannot play a ball and then stand there, because the other player has got to go. You have to show the intention that you are trying to clear that. If you don't, you're asking for a stroke. The only way you encourage, when you're playing among yourselves as well, make sure you start moving. Move your big fat ass, as we say. Don't block the guy. Move. As soon as you play a shot, your first thing in your mind is clear the ball. So you give him access to the ball. That way he cannot complain, because you made the effort. Otherwise, it's a stroke. Simple as that. Okay?
Is it possible to, let's say, when you see that guy is not clearing enough and it's more like lets than strokes, you know, and then 3rd or 4th time you like, okay, it's enough, I'm giving you a stroke for that. Would it be like in kind of similar position?
You're creating a situation whereby you're very inconsistent now, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Because what you're doing is you're giving him yes let. And you've created a problem for yourself now, because you've given him too many yes lets now, so you can't change that into a stroke straight away. Because now if the player is going to bite, you had 3 same situations, you gave me yes let, now you give me a stroke. So the first thing is, the first decision you make is, right, you weigh the everything. But did he make any effort to clear the stroke? He didn't make any effort, he's played a shot, he's standing there. So basically what you're saying is, he stopped access to the ball. So stroke him. Simple as that. If you stroke him, he'll know now, I have to move my ass. Otherwise, I'm going to get strokes.
But sometimes we do move, but we're still in a stroke, and we still say you should have played the ball. So.
Depends where the ball is as well. It's a situation you have to see. All the different aspects of you have to take into consideration. 9 out of 10 times now, if you look at the PSA games and everywhere now, if you stand on your shot, it will be a stroke.
Can you put more about prevented and affected swing and shot?
Right. There's 2 things about the prevented and affected. Especially that happens on the backswing. When you're trying to play a shot and the other player is either not cleared enough or is moving into you too quickly or something like that. So you go in that. And now if you slightly touch him and you've played the shot, the ball is bounced off the front wall and everything, and there was only minimum contact, that is affected. So it only affected your shot. It didn't prevent you from playing that. Prevent is something that it prevents you from swinging your racket to play that shot, that you were in his way. And that is prevented. That means it's a stroke. Affected is a yes let, because it's just minimum interference, affected, play on.
But it was before then you say catch it with the racket, and if you hit it out, it's a stroke. And if you hit it good, it's a let. It used to be like that.
It used to be like that, not anymore. Not
So
anymore.
say I can choose, I hit him, and I know if I play it's a let, and if I say, oh, I catch him and I couldn't swing,
No.
that's a stroke.
Most of the PSA players now, if you see the top players, if you're refereeing them and everything, most of the top players now recognize that yes, it would affected my shot. So they will automatically, you see them, they don't argue anymore. They'll just pick up the ball and go and serve again, because they know it could happen to them as well. So it's more or less now it's been affected. In the past, it used to be that any sort of contact, they used to give you a stroke. And now they're saying that it wasn't really a stroke anymore. So that is the difference between affected and prevented. Prevented is something that you cannot hit the ball. Simple as that. That he is so much in your interference, so much in your swing, that you can't make that swing. That is the same thing as somebody serves. If he serves like that, the ball hits the side wall, comes out at the back. You've served and you try to go back to the tee. The ball is coming at the back. The player hasn't turned. No turning. The ball is coming and he's here. And you've moved from the service box into the front now. That's a stroke now. Be very careful, yes. Because you're not giving him enough room to play that shot. You encroached on his space. So watch out.
But if you're not turned up.
Yeah, and turning, people are even now, that's been changed. The interpretation and the rule has been, in that way they've sharpened it up. If you turn as well, and you have room, you are you're creating a situation whereby you want to let. Because you thought, oh, maybe I can't play that ball off the wall or anything. If me as a referee, I think that you could have played that ball earlier, and you only creating that situation for playing, trying to get a let, it'll be a no let. So you have certain players, maybe in your club you have players who on the backhand are very bad at returning the ball. And they come, every time it comes at the backhand, they stop. First time it happens, fine. Second time it happens, you warn him, I want you to play that ball, please. Third time he doesn't play the ball, stroke. Because they're creating the situation themselves.
But again, if you told him you want him to play the ball, he turns, he hits.
No, without turning. Before turning, if he has the opportunity to play that ball, he must play that ball. So do not think that every time the ball comes off the back wall that you can get a let. If the guy has an encroachment on your space, if he keeps staying here, he served, the ball comes down here, and you turn around, and you say, yeah, but he's not in your way. Play the ball. No let. We're trying to encourage the players to play more than keep asking for lets and things like that. They're trying to encourage them to play more and more for the ball. Play your shot. Unless obviously he's right in front of you. But this encroachment, be very careful now. Be very careful. You have to give him the room to play that shot. But if the ball comes and you move here and the ball is here, he can only go sidewall, which would automatically give him a let. Because you're going to hit him, it's hitting the sidewall. But if he turns around this way and you slightly over there and you got the front wall open, you can play that ball.
If I turn to the back wall and I have my opponent and the only chance I have to hit the ball is through back wall, is that ever a let? No let?
If you have if it's in front of you, I would give it a let because you've turned. If you're blindsided, then you have to play a let. Safety comes first. But if you encroach on him, you go in the middle knowing that you have served and the service is coming at the back. That is your fault because you letting him turn and come back and you moving into his space. Be very careful. Okay. Now, the let situation is the result of a rally when a player has requested a let and neither player wins the point. Easy. Reasons for a let include interference, where both players are doing what is required, safety, affected swing, the ball hitting a player on the way to the sidewall, which is what we just had. If he's playing like that and it's hitting the sidewall, it's a let. Distraction. If somebody he got distracted by something, the other player, all of a sudden he coughed or something like that. When a player turns, and when the situation is uncertain, same situation is uncertain, where as a referee you're not sure. Then you do it and say, okay, play a let. You didn't see it.
So is it a distraction when you talk also on the court or say something?
What happens is, I've had somebody singing. The guy thought he was a pop star. He started singing to the other guy. Yeah. We've had all kinds of shit. Yeah. And he was singing, and the other player, but he's singing. And I'm going, what? What's he doing? Yeah, he's singing. And I'm going, oh, okay. I wanted to know what he was singing, but okay. So I said, please, quiet, don't swing. You are allowed to make a noise. This is what you got to do. You see some of the players go, ah! If it is your shot, you're allowed to make a noise. But if you are playing, if the other player is playing and you make the noise, that's a distraction. It's not allowed. No, that is a stroke. Because you're distracting him. So be very careful. You can make a noise if it's your shot. Then you're allowed. Because it doesn't affect the other player. It's your shot, you're going to play, and then it doesn't affect you. So you just go, okay. I mean, people scream, shout. Okay.
Could it be a stroke after the turning?
Yes.
Could be.
That I just told you. If the player turns, if a player turns, doesn't matter. Player turns, but he encroaches on his place. He comes right in the middle, knowing damn well that he played a low shot, stroke, he's in his swing. You can give a stroke for that. Okay, next one. What is a no let? Result of a rally when a player has requested a let but loses the point because it is decided that request isn't justified or valid. Reasons for a no let include there was no interference or fear of injury, the player would have made a good return, minimal interference, lack of effort, taking the wrong line to the ball. If the ball hits an opponent but wouldn't have been good. Now any of this, lack of effort, we saw that in the film, in the video clip, you saw it, he didn't make enough effort to get there, was a no let. So certain situations, you can see them back in the video clips there. You can see it, what happened there, so they give it. If there is no interference at all, and he can play, you shouldn't give a let for it because he asks, because he's nice. You know, that doesn't work. Lack of effort, that is another thing.
What if a player who calls that says it was a safety let?
Safety let is, in my book, safety let doesn't exist. I don't like safety lets because safety net is a cheap let. You know, because it's something that safety is, you have to be really close to him. A lot of the times you see a player give a let and they call it safety let, is because you're blinded. Say if the ball comes out at the back and I'm going like this and the other player is going behind me. Now what has created a situation is I can't see where the player is. If I can't see where he is and I'm going like this and I stop. Now for me, a lot of the players say it is a safety net because you can't see it. I say it, he's blindsided. He can't see the player. So he doesn't know whether cleared enough or not. Then I would play a let. Then you would call that a safety net because you can't see your opponent. One thing you mustn't forget is when you try to swing the racket or anything, make sure your opponent is nowhere near you. And 9 out of 10 times you know that. One time can happen that he's pretty close to you. He's trying to clear, but he's pretty close. So that is what they mean by a safety net. Safety net can be as well, you're ready to play a shot and he's trying to run into it, but it's not really prevented you from playing that, but I'm being careful, oh, I don't want to hit him. Then you play a safety net. It's just trying to not hit your opponent. That is when you call it a safety. Not knowing where your opponent is. If you know where your opponent is, there is no safety issue.
And that's the same with prevented affected. You can say lift your racket, you hit your opponent and you injure him, and that's your fault.
It can happen, but you've seen it at fast pace. Those guys are moving so fast. Okay, any questions about that? We had that one, the issue about taking the wrong line to the ball. I've explained it earlier on as well. Now, please look for the ball. Look for a line to the ball and not through the player. If you're a kid, it's okay. You're tall, you can go between his legs and get to the ball. But grown-ups, look for the ball. Find a line to the ball and not through the player every time. Because when you're doing the masters and everything, they will just chop you out. They'll give you no lets. It will happen. Okay, next one.
I have a question
Yeah.
about winning shot. Because before, the slide before, it was written that if opponent play post, yeah, side ball, it's like always left. But in the rules is written exception if the shot is winning, and it could be stroke also. It's correct?
If it's a winning shot, there is no let. There is no stroke in a winning shot. If the shot, he plays a shot, and it's a winning shot, that the opponent would not have got that.
No, example is
Yeah.
Two opponents in front. One opponent goes to side wall.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
And the player have a good position to play both, but directly to the opponent. And he wants to play both.
If it's only a boast, the only option you will get a stroke in this incident is that you do not have any other option left. Your only option was to play a boast. If that is the situation, and whereby the opponent is stuck on the wall, and you can't play any other shot, you can't play at the front wall, or you can't play any other shot, then it's a stroke to you.
Yeah.
That is the only situation. But if you have any other option that you can lob the ball or you can play it, then it's a line. So be very careful. The only situation where you can get a stroke, where a player is stuck to the side of the wall, is that you have no other option. It happens a lot at the back of the court. When somebody plays a back and then he can't clear and he's stuck there. And the ball is so tight that you can't play anything, you can only boast from there. Then you will get a stroke.
So it's winning shot.
Yeah. So you have to be very careful. Somebody's dropped keys there. Yeah. That's the only situation, where exception in squash, where you will get, playing a boast, you will get a stroke. Where you have no other option.
Never seen